We've just obviously had a brand new champion in Formula One for the first time since 2021. Lando Norris doing everything he needed to this weekend in Abu Dhabi to stave off the late championship charge from Max Verstappen and Lando's teammate Oscar Piastri. The Brit only needed to finish on the podium to secure his title regardless of where the other two finished, and after 58 laps in the desert night, McLaren secured their first driver's title since Lewis Hamilton 2008, with Lando Norris coming home in P3, Oscar Piastri P2, and Max Verstappen winning the race. Owain, tell us how it happened.
Yeah, so obviously he tried to sort of make an attempt to overtake Max Verstappen off the start, got a better start than that, and then Max cut in very very early. But from that point, he was overtaken by Oscar Piastri with an amazing move around the outside. Zach Brown didn't seem particularly perturbed by it one way or the other. But I don't know whether that was saving face or not. But it was either part of the plan or they were fine with it. But from that point onwards, I think he drove a great race. He didn't put a foot wrong, had absolutely no troubles whatsoever, executed the strategy that they needed to, you know, did some really, really strong overtaking of admittedly back markers who were on more used tyres. But that's still risky, particularly when you're overtaking two cars into a chicane, which we have seen the fair share of incidents over the years. And obviously, that would be all he would have needed to take him out of that third place or higher that he needed to secure the championship. Apart from that, he's really over the season shepherded it quite well. I mean, he's had quite a lot of pressure and he's made a lot of changes as he's had to ensure that he's got the right mindset and to ensure that he's sort of got everything where he needs it to be. It's not been without struggles. Obviously, he had the engine blowing up in Zandvoort, and a few collisions along the way. He had obviously running into his teammate and the pit wall in Canada. It's not been faultless, and it's been tricky, but he's taken the championship by the scruff of the neck, like in Singapore, running into Max and bumping out his teammate. But no one ever got a world championship by being nice. Just and generally he seems like a nice guy, and he hasn't had to be completely ruthless, but he's taken the opportunities he needed to. He's had a couple more setbacks than the others, and ultimately I think with the combination of the car that he's had that hasn't been updated since I believe Austria, they've had the same package and just sort of made the changes with the upgrades that they brought by that point. But he's maintained his form through the entire season, better than the others. And as much as Max Verstappen had a car that they seem to falter with and get a bit lost and really found again in this late charge towards the end, I think ultimately it has been it's been Lando Norris's championship. He's been the most consistent in the face of adversity at times, and I think he's honestly a worthy world champion to take it at the last race.
Yeah, absolutely. And his P3 finish alongside his teammate in P2 means that McLaren finished the season absolutely blowing their competitors out the water with a staggering 833 points compared to Mercedes' 469.